What's up everybody, another beautiful day in the Emerald Dream, and this is how you beat Mythic Council of Dreams. I'll be going over all the new mechanics, how to deal with them, and our overall strat for this fight. I will not go over all the heroic mechanics, but I do have a guide out for that as well. Setup wise, we went with 2 tanks, 5 healers, and 13 DPS. It's pretty much constant 2 target cleave with a 3rd target for dots. So anything that can split cleave, multi-dot are great for this. Boomkins are insane. So on Mythic, the big new thing is 2 of the bosses will use their ultimate at the same time or back to back. For example, the first overlap you get is Urktos Blinding Rage with Erwin's Constricting Thicket, forcing you to duck Urktos to interrupt the rage so that he in turn can charge Erwin to stop her ability. And on top of this, players targeted by poisonous javelins deals massive damage within 10 yards when they get dispelled. So if you get poisoned, instantly run out and away from other players so you can get dispelled. There's also way more blossoms spawning on Mythic, more than your fellow ducks can eat. So on pull, we instantly pull Urktos to where Erwin jumps and start cleaving them down, while focusing Erwin. Then you want to split the raid in half for the barreling charge soak and alternate on each soak. If you're ducked, you don't have to soak, but you can. Most DPS cleaved off from Erwin whilst keeping dots etc. on Pip. A few range had Pip as a prior target like Destra Warlock, since all 3 needs to die at the same time. We always moved Urktos to Erwin whenever she jumped away, both to cleave but also to be in range to charge her thicket. Then at the end of the fight, we'd move boss around to Pip to focus it down a bit as well. For some of the 100 energy ability overlaps, you will need to extend your ducks a bit, which will be roughly on the 1st, 6th, 8th, and 13th polymorph bomb, and we extended it by having 1 player be in charge of it, regardless if they got polymorph bombed or not. So one of the ducks would always let their duck expire on top of him, meaning they didn't preen themselves, they just let it time out. So he called 1 duck player to eat some flour and then they just AFK on top of him, baby. The first overlap you extend is the first duck, so you can instantly duck Urktos when he does Blinding Rage. Second time you extend is the 6th polymorph bomb before Urktos Blinding Rage with Pip's Song of the Dragon, since Pip won't spawn any ducks as long as they're singing. After this, as you get to the 8th, it repeats, so Blinding Rage plus Constricting Thicket, then at 13, Rage plus Song. On top of this, you'll also get more blossoms than ducks. For this, you need to extend ducks on a few extra players, however, they don't need to let it expire or time out. They just nom blossoms and insta unduck on another player. For this, the rule was each set of polymorph bombs will always extend 1 time to range/healers. So range, be a bit spread and don't run away screaming when a duck comes honking at you. There's also a alternate strat you can do if you want it more controlled, which is assign 2 players to be duck masters, and they will continuously duck each other back and forth for the entire fight. That way you'll always have a duck for Urktos Blinding Rage, and whenever there's not a Blinding Rage, they can just eat flowers instead, so you don't need to extend duck to other players. They can just insta unduck themselves and leave everything to the duck masters. And a very important thing to keep in mind is never ever eat all the blossoms. You always want to leave at least 1 up for Song of the Dragon. Preferably this bloom should be in the middle of the room or as centered as possible. So with that said, let's do a quick breakdown of some of the fight to showcase how everything works. On pull, we drag Urktos to where Erwin leaps, lust and cleave off from Erwin to Urktos, range that can split cleave like Destrolog's Boomkin, focus Pip while cleaving the rest. Tanks care with the frontal, always try to aim it away from the middle out towards the wall. A few seconds in, you get your first barreling charge. First group soaks this, followed by poisons going out. Players targeted by this insta yeet away and healers dispel. Try and use the power of 1 to 2 human eyeballs and don't dispel before they're out of melee. This is followed by your second barreling charge that overlaps with ducks going out. Now if you get the duck icon above you, you can instantly start to move towards those Nami blossoms and get ready to feast. After eating your fill, which is 3 blossoms, run to nearby range and unduck yourself on them. And 1 duck lets it expires on the assigned duck master. This is followed by new poisons into Blinding Rage and Thicket, and new ducks going out. The duck master will take care of Urktos Blinding Rage while the new ducklings eat flowers, and unducks on new range players to eat more more blossoms. Important to keep in mind that you only do this once per polymorph bomb, so you don't continuously extend the duck on forever, just once per bomb. And then you aim Urkta's barreling charge into Erwin's thicket. And you always want to keep Urkta's near Erwin until Erwin gets to like 15% and start chasing Pip instead to even out the health. I've also seen some strats where guilds tank Urktas next to Erwin until she's done her 2 constricting thickets, then next to Pip for 2 ultis, then back to Erwin. Whichever you prefer, goal is just to kill him at the same time. So however you go on about doing that is up to you. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Hope you liked it and let me know if you've downed a boss. If you have any questions, hit me up in the comments or become a patron, Twitch sub, or YouTube member and get access to the Stankie Discord where you can get help with anything raiding related. Or if you just want to support my work, don't forget the usual stuff, like, comment, subscribe, and slap that notification bell. It really helps me out. Thank you all for watching. I will see you next time.